What is battlecourt Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a Karen Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
Right, another
one.
mate. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Sherry, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A battlecourt game day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battlecourt Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is battlecourt Jai-Alai.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jai-Alai. Live from Jam Arena, tonight's game day will feature the Warriors and Cyclones. And with that, I'd like to welcome everybody back to another edition of this Spring 26 Battlecourt season. I'm Andrew Blackman, joined as always by Stu Nyman to bring you tonight's contest between the Warriors and Cyclones. Getting right into it here with some Division 4 doubles action to get the day started. That'll bring out Alex and Bueno for the Warriors and Hyro and Bradley for the Cyclones. Great match to get this game day started. 3 game days left for the Warriors, 4 left for the Cyclones. We'll see what happens here. Alex has got the first serve.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Excellent catch by Bradley. Bueno from the 8 line to the inside. Clean miss in the back. Here's the catch by Alex. Bradley powerfully to the outside. Alex makes the catch to the outside. Light touch. Will score. First point of our first match goes to Alex and Bueno. of the Warriors. Alex serves.
An important match for both of these teams to get back on track. Alex and Bueno have struggled across their last 3. They've dropped 2 of their last 3. And then you look for Hyro and Bradley. This was a team that started the season 2-1 in the middle of February. Since that point, they've lost 4 in a row. Critical game day for the Cyclones here. I mean, as a team, they've really struggled with just 1 point across their last 5 game days. And there's a good ace, though, for Alex.
Ace. Second point for Alex and Bueno.
And it's kind of been a different story for these Warriors across their last 5 game days. I mean, they've acquired 2.5 points. They got 3 ties, 1 loss, and 1 win.
Fault. Over serve. Second serve must be good.
And the Cyclones and Warriors have only played 1 time already this season. So this is just the 2nd game day. They will have 1 more after this from now to the end of the regular season. So these two are going to get very familiar with each other in the last couple weeks.
Powerful forehand by Bradley. Excellent read by Alex. Catch by Bradley. Bueno's on the catch. Forehand. Right to the corner. Hyro calls for it. Forehand rebote by Hyro. Read by Alex. Clean miss in the back. Hyro makes the rebote. On the wall it goes. Here's the backhand from the 8 line. Bradley up high. Bueno over the top. Big bounce brought down by Hyro. Excellent catch by Bueno. Bradley's there. Backhand from the 9 line. Bradley, good positioning. Great catch. Bueno. Hyro calling for it. Forehand rebote. Midcourt stopped by Alex. Alex rifles it to the inside. That one will score. A 3rd point for Alex and Bueno, the Warriors. Alex serves.
Yeah, and a rare miss coming there to Bradley's right side. I mean, he struggled with his consistency the last half of this year, but he's much better on that right. Look at that serve, though, crossing the wall. Really no chance.
That's an ace. 4 points for Alex and Bueno.
But Bradley on the year close to 89% on the right side, down to 82% on the left. So these Warriors want to keep the ball along the side wall. They've done a good job, and another miss there gets them to 5-0.
Straight points to possible. Set point, Alex serves. The ace scores. Point and set, Alex and Bueno. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, player next set.
Six nothing.
Let's see the time there. 7 minutes. That went pretty quick. And here we are back in the players' cage. You have the Warriors there on the left and Cyclones there on the right.
Yeah, well, we said it coming into today. I mean, it's such a big game day for both of these teams, and it's important also. Let's check out those standings. I mean, at this point of the season, we've never seen anything quite like this. The Chargers with a 6-0 win over the Devils on Friday night. So the Devils stay put down there at 5 points. The Chargers move all the way up to 8.5, but the story is in the middle there. The Renegades down to the Cyclones, those middle 4 teams only separated by 1 point. The Cyclones have an extra game day to play compared to all those teams that are above them. However, as we said, this is a team that's really struggled, and they need to get back on track today. They've got a lot of their really strong doubles teams playing. They got Inaki, they got Manu, they got a lot of these veterans that have been key to their success and key to that championship run last year. The remaining game days for the Cyclones, they play the Warriors twice, they play the Renegades once, and they play the Chargers that other time. And for the Warriors, only 3 game days left. They play the Chargers once and these Cyclones twice. So again, it shows you just how critical this game day is. With some points here for either of these teams. I mean, trying to separate themselves a little bit. A win for the Warriors, they would jump all the way up to 6.5. They'd be 1.5 clear of the Cyclones. But remember, those Cyclones, if they can win, they would jump the Warriors and then put themselves in the driver's seat. So everything at stake today, everything in front of both of these teams. We'll give you the rest of the slate tonight. It's a heavy doubles slate. We got 5 of the 6 matches doubles. Coming up next will be Division 1. Douglas and Manny will take on Inaki and Manu. Then we'll get Division 5 with Correa and Alba against Jeden and Unda. Alba coming up from the taxi squad because Bueno is already playing 3 matches on the day. Then Division 5 singles, you'll see Bueno against Bradley. Then we'll go back to doubles, Division 2 with Alex and Manny against Hyro and Manu. And then the finale, Division 3 doubles with Douglas and Bueno taking on Inaki and Unda. Those will be the 6 matches in order tonight. Just about ready to begin our second set here. Hyro and Bradley have control of the serve.
Hyro serves. Second set has begun with a beautiful catch by Bueno.
Yeah, that one was crossing up high. Great concentration.
Ball tipped in the backcourt. First point of the second set goes to Hyro and Bradley of the Cyclones. Hyro serves.
And let's see what they can do with this first point. You know, it was a tough first set, kind of got away from them. And again, when you get in a good rhythm with these serves, it's very difficult for some of the lower ranked backcourters to dig themselves out of it. Now Hyro's got control. They got the first point, and see if they can go on a run of their own to push it to a third set.
Powerful, powerful serve by Hyro, stopped by Bueno. Bradley at the wall, backhand. For Bote. Bote left side, fired by Alex. Scoop attempt, tipped on the inside. 1-1. Alex has the serve for the Warriors.
Alex has got so much power in that frame. He just throws it as hard as he can right at Bradley's feet. That's what I always talk about, getting the ball on the floor. Coming into the backcourt makes the catch a lot more difficult.
Excellent catch by Bradley. Off the serve by Alex. Bradley's return will score. Well done. 2 points for Hyro and Bradley of the Cyclones. Hyro serves.
And again, using that power to get back a quick point. You know, crossing the sidewall, doing all the tough things. Again, that's going to the outside. Alex is moving out that way. Feels like he's in position, but that ball just comes up on him so quickly.
Fine catch. Nice backhand. Bradley's there. Backhand from the 9 line. Powerfully thrown. That clears the overhead screen. Big bounce. Robote missed. 3 points for Hyro and Bradley. Of the Cyclones, Hyro serves.
I love the idea there from Alex. I mean, the Robote came out so far
try
that he
and turn
was
that
trying
into
to
something. Yeah.
throw it into a drop shot with Hyro kind of backing up there. Love the thought. Just a very difficult shot to execute, and you don't really see guys backpedaling as they're approaching the 2 or 3 line all too often. Good attempt. Just got to execute a little better next time around. Ooh, came up.
That ball comes off the side wall powerfully and scores. 4 points for Hyro and Bradley, the Cyclones. Hyro serves.
Well, I mean, it's no surprise these serves are having so much success. I mean, you think about Alex and Hyro with both. You think about that right side and how powerful and how dominant and really consistent it is throughout the year. I mean, these backquarters some fits early on.
Bueno, beautiful catch on the forehand. That's a tough one for Bote. Dropping. Saved by Hyro. Bueno, fine catch on the left side. Bradley from the 10 line. Alex on the Robote, little clip. Caught by Hyro. Hyro powerfully from the right side. Will score. A 5th point for Hyro and Bradley. Possible set point. This would force a 3rd set.
Yeah, absolutely, Stu. And I mean, getting control of the serve has been big for both of these teams. I mean, it was Alex and Bueno that really never let it go in the first set, and here Hyro and Bradley only lost 1, and it's really tough as these serves are coming in hard, low, and crossing the side wall just like that.
It's a powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Robote just missed. That's a point for Alex and Bueno. Alex serves.
Yeah, another Robote that just keeps on going. You know, hard for Hyro to get a read on that. He's backpedaling, trying to make something happen, but not to be there. Extends the set. Again, with how effective the serve has been, this is far from over.
Fault over. Catch by Bradley. Bradley powerfully from the right side. Wall to wall. Alex takes off. Fine rebote save. Caught by Hyro. Hyro with a light touch. Bueno gets to it.
That.
Drop shot. Hyro takes it off the sidewall. Outside placement scores. Point and set for Hyro and Bragley. 2 minutes. We'll come back out, play our third and decisive set.
Well, decisive both ways, Stu. Yeah, I mean, in the first set, all Warriors. The second set, pretty much all Cyclones. And here we are with a third set to decide our first match of the game day. It's been pretty common the last week or so. Like, every one of these first matches has gone on to a third set. Parity, the word of the year, Stu. And here we are. Got to get it in there early.
Oh, yeah, one of our, Nate.
Yeah, Nasty. Well, I know he's watching.
Nate did one of his, I'm just blanking.
The podcast?
Podcast, yeah, thank you. That's where I was blanking. Did one of his podcasts on how he does not like parody.
No, he was so happy early, and then as the season goes on, you know, I don't really like this parody guy all too much. Every team with a chance still. I mean, you saw how close the standings are, and that's exactly what we mean by parity. I mean, all 6 of the teams at this point of the year still have a chance to make the playoffs. And even though the Devils are down at the bottom, they have 2 game days left against the Fireballs. As hard as it is to believe, I mean, the Devils still, in some ways, can control a lot of their destiny. I don't know if they control their full destiny as they move forward, but we'll start to calculate some of those playoff probabilities this week. This is about the time, Stu. With about 7, 8 game days left in the regular season, we can really start to get a good look at what the odds are for these teams to make the playoffs. In just a huge match, I mean, really probably more significant for Hyro and Bradley. I mean, if they can win this match and get off that losing streak and get some good vibes for that team and get them off on the right foot, I mean, the Cyclones with a game day win would move all the way up into a tie for second place with the Fireballs and Renegades, and that would be still with 3 game days left, too. You know, Alex and Bueno have been strong this year for the Warriors, and, you know, Bueno didn't have his best stuff last game day. He was great in set number 1, a couple of struggles in set number 2. So, again, that's just the consistency element with some of these lower-ranked backcourters is, you know, when you get set to set, point to point. We'll see what happens here as we move on to set 3. Alex and Bueno are going to have control of the serve to get this third set started.
Ready to begin our third and final set. First team to reach 6 points will win the match. Alex has the serve for the Warriors. It's a hard first serve by Alex, handled beautifully by Bragley. Bueno down low, makes the catch. Hyro's calling for the rebote. To the inside. Catch by Alex. Hyro calls again for the rebote. Alex all the way back to the 9 line. Comes over the top. Big bounce brought down by Bragley. Great catch. Bueno, backhand from the 10. Bueno on the forehand. High and hard. Passing. Big bounce. Saved by Hyro. To the forehand of Alex. Alex blasted it inside. It scores. Well played by all 4 players. First point of the third and final set goes to Alex and Bueno of the Warriors.
And you got to give Bueno a lot of credit there. It was his forehand that set up that rebote by Hyro, in which Alex was then able to attack and fire it right back at Bradley's feet. Goes high into the corner, crosses the sidewall, gets the Cyclones on their back foot. The Warriors are on the board first.
Great catch by Bragley. Rebote to the forehand of Alex. Hyro reaches in. Good catch. Powerful backhand. Caught by Alex. Bragley takes a bullet on the forehand. Stops it. Returns it. Bueno, right off the frame. 1-1. Hyro serves for the Cyclones.
Yeah, we saw that ball coming out a little bit more than we've seen throughout the season. And also we saw Alex kind of backing up a little deeper into the backcourt too. If he senses Bueno struggling a little bit, he's not afraid to do that. But also you're going to give up a lot of court up there in front of you.
Great catch by Bueno. Forehand. Oh, what a catch by Braggley at the back wall. Powerful forehand, passing everyone. Rebote for Alex to the inside. Rebote saved by Hyro. Bueno in the corner on the right side. Hyro moves back. Backhand from the 8. Rebote. Forehand saved by Alex. Hyro's got it. Hyro to the inside. Alex at the sidewall. Great effort. That's a second point for Hyro and Braggley. Hyro serves.
And what a bullet that time by Hyro. Gets it on the right side. He throws it so hard that Bueno kind of ducks out of the way late, and then the rebote was right along the side wall as Alex tried to play it and keep the rally going. Cyclones back in front now. How does he handle this serve? Ooh,
that's an ace from the forehand of Hyro. 3 points for the Cyclones and the serve.
Another one crossing that wall low and hard. It's been trouble keeping that in the basket today. But he's been finding that spot pretty consistently just in front of the 9 line.
Alex picks his serve. Goes to the inside. Will score. 2 points for Alex. And Bueno. Of the Warriors, Alex serves.
Just love everything about that. You got the higher ranked player up there in the front court trying to make a play for his team. He not only picks it off, but then rifles one as hard as he can at Bradley's feet. Perfect execution.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Double fault. 3-3. Sorry, 4 points for Hyro and Braggley. Hyro serves.
Yeah, just a double fault. You hate to see it at a critical time late in this third set. Alex knows it too. But still a lot of highlight left. We've seen comebacks like this before, and Hyro and Bradley have really struggled with closing matches out.
Great catch by Bueno. High throw. Hyro calls for the rebote. Rebote forehand. Caught by Alex midcourt. Caught by Hyro midcourt. Rebote. Left side, fire to the inside. A bullet comes into the inside and goes off the frame. A third point for Alex and Bueno of the Warriors. Hyro and Braggley with 4. Alex serves.
Bradley's just faced a heavy dose of these powerful ones coming in low, touching the floor and kicking right back up to him. I mean, these are not easy, happen so quickly, like a split second.
Powerful backhand goes to the outside. Alex on it. Tries to pass. Rebote. Just missed. 4-4 is the score. Alex serves.
Just like that, 2 quick points. Tie ball game late into a third set.
Rebote. What a catch by Hyro. Powerful backhand stopped by Alex. Possible match point for Alex and Bueno, leading 5-4. Alex serves.
Well, that one, you see Bradley trying to move up on it, doesn't want it to let that ball touch the floor, which has plagued him early, but that time you move up, it crosses the wall, and it's still so fast that it's hard to control. Great comeback here, 3 straight points, looking to make it 4, and there's the match. Alex and Bueno get it done for the Warriors. They start off strong. First win of the game day. Up next, we've got some Division I doubles. That'll be Douglas and Manny. They'll take on Inaki and Manu.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Let's take a look at that game day score. 1-0 lead for the Warriors, courtesy of Alex and Bueno. 6-3 now this season, and a big win to start off this game day. Looks like they're over in the cage, ready to go. Let's hear from our winners, Alex and Bueno. Congratulations, guys. I mean, starting off, it's the first match of the game day. Got to get some momentum on your side. How critical was that late run in the third set to get you that win?
It's a very important win for today because we need the win. But that's it.
Awesome, guys. Well, a good start for you there. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. Thank you. And up next, we've got some Division I doubles with Douglas and Manny ready to take on Inaki and Manu. So, Inaki and Manu, one of the better teams in Division I doubles. They're 5-1. It's been a weird season because they started off so strong, but we haven't seen Inaki and Manu in quite a while. I mean, the last time they played was back on March 25th. They played on March 20th and March 25th, 2 matches, and after that, the last time they played was March 3rd. So basically all that adds up to is this team hasn't really played a whole lot recently. They have 4 matches left in the final 4 game days for the Cyclones. And if you're a Cyclones fan, or anybody out there just cheering for the Cyclones, I mean, this is the team that you want to see. Inaki and Manu were undefeated last year in the regular season. They had success in the playoffs. They led them to the championship. And this is the backbone of this team. Their #1 team with their 2 best players trying to tie up this game day. No one else they'd rather send out than these 2. And flipping over to the Warriors here, Douglas and Manny, well, they're coming off of one of their 2 wins just this past week against Echeverry and Arat. So this is a team coming in with some confidence. Look, Manny's been catching well this year, and he's really kept it in it. Douglas is, he's the X factor. Is he going to be landing the shots? How aggressive is he going to be playing against Inaki? I mean, really, the sky's the limit when Douglas is on. But they got one of the best defensive teams here in the Warriors. It'll be a fun match to see how they attack each other. Just about ready to go here. The clock winding down. There's the whistle. Ready to begin our Division I doubles match. There you see the 2 teams up there. Of course, it was Douglas and Manny, Inaki and Manu. Ready to get the action started.
Ready to begin our next match. Douglas has a serve for the Warriors. Douglas serves. Inaki picks it. Karam. Stopped by Douglas. That's in play. Inaki has it. Drop shot. Scores on the second bounce. Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones on the board first. Inaki serves.
And a fun start to this Division I match. Aggressive play up there in the service box by Inaki. Going for the carom. Douglas was right on it, but you see, he just couldn't get a lot on that throw. With the net behind him and having to navigate there, he would have been at risk of holding. Just flicked it up, and Inaki with a beautiful drop shot gets him on the board first.
Manny to the inside. Here's the backhand. Low and hard. Caught by Inaki. Manny on the forehand. Manu calls for it. There's a tip ball at the 8 line. 1-1. Douglas serves for the Warriors.
We said how valuable Manny has been to this team, and I mean, here he is, one of the top 10 in terms of catch rate, and again, puts that one on the side wall, able to trip up Manu early.
Powerful backhand out to the rebote. Douglas on the rebote inside. Manu takes it in the air. Manny, backhand from the 9 line. Manu from the 8. Manny backhand now from the 9 at the sidewall. Inaki makes the play. On the wall, Manny pulls it off. Powerful backhand. Rebote. Douglas forehand rebote. 2 pass. Inaki sends this one, but sends it out of play. A second point for Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
And a big rebote that time by Douglas, able to go wall to wall from the right side, which gets Inaki on the back foot. He's backpedaling. That rebote comes up and in on him. Only way for it to go is to the outside and ultimately kicked up and out of play.
That's a miss serve. First fault. Second serve must be good. Inaki picks the serve. Drop shot.
Again.
That scores. We're tied up at 2-2. Inaki has the serve for the Cyclones.
And you love how aggressive Inaki has started this match. I mean, really only one loss for this team. So, again, nothing really too bad for the Cyclones this year. It's just not been the most aggressive Inaki up there in the front, but with 2 drop shots early, I mean, he's only converted 5 all year and now 2 in the first 4 points. It's a good start.
Manny on the catch. Here's the backhand. Inaki, backhand from the 7. Rebote forehand for the bounce. Cut off in the air by Inaki. Manny in the air at the 9. Inaki on the forehand from the 7. Sends it back. Rebote by Douglas. Inaki picks it up on the bounce. Costado the inside, and Manny's there. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Douglas. What an effort by Manu to the outside. Third point for Douglas and Manny. Of the Warriors, Douglas serves.
I mean, look, that one just clipped the side wall a little bit. Not where Douglas intended to put it, but it ends up in that no man's land, kind of by the service area. Manu's got to go for a tough scoop, but can't get there in the air. It's just about a 50-50 catch. It popped down at the last second. Warriors in front now.
Beautiful catch by Manu. The backhand goes wall to wall. Rebote forehand to the outside. Is out. 3-3. Inaki serves for the Cyclones.
Of course, that one was right on the boundary line, cutting towards the wood as it was making its way down the court. Manu had a good read on it. He was right there with it, pulled out of the way at the last second, and that was the right choice. Hit the wood, and of course, no good.
Here's the backhand. Inaki gets in there. Beautiful catch, the 7 line. Keeps it inside. Manny's there. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Up the middle to the inside. Inaki's there. Big bounce brought down by Manny. Manny for the big bounce. Interference rule. The point will be replayed. Yeah, very much legit interference. Manu was moving in for the catch. Manny trying to get out of the way. Blocked him. Inaki could have gotten potentially in, but still would have had a maneuver.
No, and look, you'd rather, if Manu's moving up on that ball, trying to catch it in the air, the result of the next throw is going to be a lot different than if Inaki's throwing a rebote or if he makes this catch. And that's really what it is. I mean, Inaki just stopped, did the right thing, made no effort, and they're going to get interference every day.
Powerful backhand. Caught by Manu. Manu to the inside. Rebote. Douglas makes a save. Big bounce inside. Manu is there. Douglas calls for the rebote. Douglas hard to the inside. Manu. There's the forehand by Manny. Back to the inside. Inaki makes a save. Douglas moves in, cuts it off, fires it to the outside where it scores. 4 points for Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
You know, Douglas really loves that philo. 11 for 14 this year on that shot. I mean, over 75% kill rate on one particular shot is just extraordinary, and that shows you just how much confidence he has. No hesitation after he picks the serve straight outside. Inaki couldn't get a good read on it.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Manu to the outside, keeps it on the backhand. Low runner. Douglas, rebote, right up the middle, caught by Inaki in the air. Cortada turned quickly and scoring. Well done. 4-4 is the score. Inaki serves for the Cyclones.
Yeah, 13th Cortada kill this year. Look at how he drops down a little bit lower. The arm drops with it, and then, yeah, he got Manny backing up. Across the sidewall, and that second bounce well ahead of him. Been a lot of action early in this match, and, you know, look, Douglas is setting the pace. Inaki knows that Douglas wants to throw shots, so Inaki's come out firing too, and they're trading throw for throw here, 4-4.
Here's the backhand by Manny. Caught in the air by Inaki. Rebote. Forehand by Douglas, played high. Manu moves in. Low, hard backhand. Bullet to the corner. It will score. 5 points for Inaki and Manu. Possible set point.
Well, there's some catches that they're close to the side wall, which trips people up. This one was just all power. I mean, hard, low, coming back to Manny, who's right on the back wall. Right, hit it off the frame and gives the Cyclones a chance here to close out this first set.
Manu, tough catch behind the 10 line. Rebote for the forehand of Douglas. Inaki cuts it off. Backhand from the 7. Rebote by Douglas. It's a 2-all. Does not open, but it does score. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 5-5 in the first set. Set point.
A big break that time for the Warriors. Inaki was thinking about ending that set. Instead, 5-5, and all comes down to this. Oh, that was such a good opportunity. When the 2-all doesn't score, as we said this season, leaves yourself in a very vulnerable position.
Fault. Over serve. Second serve must be good.
Now, Douglas has had his serve picked twice already in this set. Now going to a second serve, which he can't miss. See how aggressive Inaki is. Oh, man, he did it.
Double fault. Lost a point. Point and set. Inaki and Manu. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Player next set. Double fault at a critical time.
Yeah, 6-5. That gives the set to the Cyclones. Inaki and Manu escape with the win. And for the Cyclones team this year, we said, I mean, played a couple of their matches early in February. They started off 3-0 with wins over Zuleika and Amigarena, Urrutia Nicholas, then Echeverry and Arats. Got tripped up a little bit in that second match with Urrutia Nicholas. Inaki and Manu lost 6-3, 6-2. That was a kind of one of those matches that you just got to wipe the slate clean, because you never see that team lose and never really lose in that fashion. Since that point, they've beaten Gaucheri and Arta 6-4, 6-1, and then a win over Echeverry and Arats 6-4, 6-2. So this Cyclones team definitely back on track. And look, Inaki was playing great up there in the front court. I mean, he's top 5 in terms of kill rate this season, which is simply, you know, how many shots they're scoring compared to the amount that you're throwing. Inaki not all too aggressive, but when he is throwing, they score at a pretty high rate. I mean, the 4th highest on the roster. A little bit of a different story for Douglas this year. I mean, you look at his numbers, kill rate closer to 43%. He's thrown about 30 more attempts than Inaki, and they scored only a few more kills. So look, this is just a different type of player. Inaki's going to pick and choose his spots a little bit more because he's got Manu back there who can really control play and do some damage back there. Whereas Douglas is the higher-ranked player on this team. He's got to take some shots and take some more chances, which is exactly why he's out here. Players tying back in, just about ready to begin this second set. It will be the Warriors, Douglas and Manny with control of the serve. Douglas out there early, Manny right behind him.
We are ready to begin our second set. Douglas has the serve for the Warriors.
Douglas has beaten Inaki and Manu one time, but that was back when it was Alex and Douglas, and they defeated Inaki and Manu. Again, that was last season, different Division I doubles team here, but there's the start of the second set.
Low hard backhand by Manu, saved by Douglas. Inaki winds up. Drop shot inside will score on the second bounce. First point of the second set, goes to Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones.
It's just such a smart shot selection by Inaki, too. I mean, look at where Douglas is going. He's committing hard to the net, so he's way outside. Manny has a tendency to hang a little deep here in the backcourt, protecting the Chick-Chack and Chula. So the space that's open is the front court and to the inside. I mean, Inaki's not overthinking it. He's not just blasting it, just soft touch, finesse above the pad. And it'll work out every time. He scored all 3 of his drop shots so far in this match.
Manny from the back wall. Inaki at the 7. Rebote forehand. Inaki's there, winding up. The inside it goes.
Again.
It scores by the overserve line. The second point for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones.
Yeah. Some communication between Douglas and Manny. It's just hard to figure that one out. You know, there's a lot of space with the drop shot. And, you know, Douglas has got to get to the net. He's got to respect the 2-wall. Manny's got to respect the fact that Inaki can throw it over his head as opposed to a drop shot. So, look, you got to communicate. You just got to adjust. See if you can slow him down.
Here's a backhand by Manny. Manu down low. Backhand from the 8 line. To the corner, out to the Rebote. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Caught by Manu. Rebote left side. Inaki has that on the bounce. Cortada stopped by Douglas. Beautiful catch. Hard backhand follows. Rebote coming out at the wall. Douglas another great catch. Backhand thrown powerfully from the 6. Manu is there. Into the corner, out to the Rebote. Rebote forehand. That kicks up. Rebote save. Big bounce. Brought down by Manu. Manu again, this time from the 7 line. Into the corner, out to the Rebote. Douglas forehand Rebote. 2 pass. He does. Inaki. Rebote inside. Manny from the 9 line. Beautiful catch down low by Manu. Rebote forehand with power. Inaki calls for the Rebote, makes the save. Douglas has it, winds up, dropped it on the backswing. Third point for Inaki and Manu. Inaki serves.
Yeah, well, if you think about it or give it an extra half a second, that ball could come out on the costado, which you saw happen there with Douglas. Manu was moving up. Inaki was moving to the outside, maybe second-guessed himself just a bit, and you see the point goes up for the other team instead. 3-0 now. and in total control. I mean, Manu seems to be playing great, moving well. Positioning is typically spot on, as it is today. And for Inaki, as aggressive as we've seen him this year, you see the result now, 3-0 in set 2.
Backhand by Manny. Catch by Inaki. Douglas passes with this ball. Rebote comes way out. Inaki sends it back. Great catch by Manny. Inaki on the catch. Karam is out. That's a point for Douglas and Manny. Oh, the Warriors, Douglas serves.
And space was there, just comes down to execution. He was about an inch wide. I mean, the 2-all has been one of his go-to shots. He's converted 10 this year. Oh, it was close.
Manu will keep that on the left side. Backhand, low runner to the inside. Caught on the bounce by Manny. Rebote forehand by Inaki. That really kicked back. Douglas makes the save to the inside. Rebote by Douglas. Manu calls for it. Big right side. Powerful, powerful right side. Rebote to the inside. Douglas makes the save. Keeps it in play. Manu is there. Manu again. Wall to wall from the right side. Fourth point for Inaki. And Manu. Here in the second set, Inaki serves.
And what a point that time by the Cyclones. I mean, they set that one up so well, just passing over and over. Douglas was just barely laying up these rebotes, and finally they got Douglas out of position. What do? Send a low runner inside. Manny steps out to save the rebote, and it's not there. 4-1 now and in control of this second set.
Fifth point for Inaki and Manu.
Yeah, a little tough there with that.
Possible set, possible match point.
Douglas
The
is trying to
Cyclones.
make something happen, get some late offense going for his team, but again, just a little bit wide. Going to be a tall mountain to climb here to get back into this one with Inaki and Manu looking for their 6th win of the year. Just one more point.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Double fault, loss of point. 2 points for Douglas and Manny. Low runner to the inside. Caught on the forehand of Manny. Inaki, beautiful catch there at the 7. Along the wall, and it's tipped. That is point and a straight set victory for Inaki and Manu. Winning at 6-5, 6-2.
And a good win there for the Cyclones, tying up this game day 1-1, courtesy of Inaki and Manu in Division I doubles. Up next, going to Division 5. That'll feature a sub for the Warriors. It's Correa and Alba taking on Jedin and Unda.
Some replays. Look at this catch by Manny.
Yeah, Manny on the right side comes over the top here. Inaki looking for it. Manu can't get there, but what does he do? Comes back, digs out the rebote. Good save here. Douglas goes up, Makes a catch on the costado. Bam, straight to the outside. That one's scoring for Douglas. Inaki, I mean, yeah, based on that reaction, it felt like he could have gotten there, but that ball's just moving so quickly. In the end, the Cyclones do win that one, 6-5, 6-1. Now Inaki and Manu, 6-1 this season after going 9-0 last year in the regular season. This is a tough team to beat, and yeah, not a team that you want to see as they gear up towards the playoffs. Cyclones hoping to play themselves into it today, and some points today would really go a long way. Of the teams up there in the standings, I mean, you see all 6 right there. The Cyclones are the only team with 4 game days left. The Devils have 2 game days left, and the other 3 teams with 3. So that's how we stand there. Looks like Inaki and Manu are over in the cage, ready to go after that win. Let's hear from our winners for the Cyclones. Congratulations, guys, Inaki and Manu. It's been a little while since you and Inaki had stepped out there at Manu. How good was it to just get back out there with him and get that win under your belt?
You know, it was a long time that we didn't play together, so it was a good time. We had a good time, a good game, different game with a change of strategy and the ball, but very happy with the win.
Awesome. And for you, Inaki, too, very aggressive start early on. Were you seeing the drop shot as open, or what was sort of the strategy there?
Yeah, we get a surprise when we arrived to the highlight today. The change of the ball changed everything. We tried to do or adjust as soon as possible to this ball, and it worked, so happy for the win.
Awesome, guys. Well, a great start for you. Now tying up this game day 1-1. Well played. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
And we're going to Division 5 doubles up next with Correa and Alba ready to
A
take on.
substitute, I see.
Yes, Jeden and Unda. So Alba coming into this one up off the taxi squad. We have seen Alba a couple of times this season, has not yet won. And again, this is a pretty tall task coming into this one here. You're playing against Unda, who's got as much firepower as anybody in the opposing backcourt, and Alba knows he's going to have to handle these powerful throws that are going to be crossing the wall, coming at him consistently. Correa is coming off of one of his better game days of the season, played really well last time out for the Warriors, so see what he can do to try to keep his team in it and get this big win. Game day tied 1-1. And it will be Correa and Alba with control of the serve to get this one started.
A big smile from Correa to Alba to start things off, so that's a
they seem
positive.
to be in
That's
good
a positive
spirits,
sign.
yeah.
We're ready to begin our next match. Correa has the serve for the Warriors. Correa serves. We begin. Under the outside, makes the catch. Hard throw. Caught! Almost by Alba. First point for Jeden and Unda of the Cyclones.
Well, those are the throws that I was kind of referencing, and Unda wasted no time. Gets off the serve, makes a catch on the right side, fires it into the backcourt. I think you're going to be seeing a majority of that type of play. Unda's been doing that to the opposition in this level, and down in Division 5 with some lower-ranked backcourters, it's a very viable strategy.
Good catch of the serve, rebote. Correa moves in a position, cannot make the rebote. 2 points for Jeden and Unda of the Cyclones. Jeden serves. So Correa did a good job picking the serve. Definitely couldn't make anything happen.
Well, I don't mind that at all. I mean, in this matchup, too, for Correa and how well he played last time out, too. I mean, he was scooping serves. He was doing everything and seemed to be making all those catches. So he may have turned the corners, playing with a lot of confidence. So, hey, you got to go for it, especially.
Fault.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Stu.
Under serve. Second serve must be good.
Saying, especially playing a man down as they are here. I mean, this team was Correa and Cabrera to start off the season. Cabrera's out the rest of the year, dealing with that toe injury. So, look, it's been an uphill battle for Correa and whoever has been behind him. And without Bueno today, it was going to be a tough one.
Alba powerfully from the backhand. Unda's there. Catch by Alba. Catch by Correa. Rebote will score. That's a point for Correa and El Barba. Correa serves.
Yeah, Jen trying to adjust late on that. Rebote thought it was going to be right side and then tried to switch to the left and just hooked it into the floor. Now some equipment timeout here with El Barba.
Have an equipment timeout. El Barba needs to be reinforced.
There were some heavy sounds as the ball was being caught, so maybe just need some reinforcement.
No
maybe something came out.
And he tends to catch deep in the basket, so
It takes a little more of a beating, that pocket.
no question about it. And then as reads start coming off of that area, it can become a real problem. As you can see the chief judge there reinforcing. Sesta.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
As we
Chief
explained
judge
multiple
there.
times, strapping tape. Strapping tape works just fine.
What was that, about 47 seconds, Stu. Not all too bad.
That's what we like. Play will resume. Correa has the serve for the Warriors. Correa on the serve.
Oof.
Beautiful catch by Unda. Correa, backhand. Rebote forehand. Rebote coming way out.
Yeah, home run.
Correa could not get there. 3 points for Jedden and Unda. Jedden serves.
Well, you just haven't seen a whole lot of that this year, and that's all credit to Unda and his power. Able to get it over their heads. Even off that rebote there, look at how much this one's coming out. Big right side there by Unda. It's flying into the backcourt. Correa's moving early, but, yeah, just no chance.
Here's the backhand by El Barba. Caught by Unda. Big backhand by Unda. Caught by Correa. Sidearm carom. Lands in and scores. Beautifully thrown. 2 points for Correa and El Barba. Correa has a serve.
And look, if I'm Correa, I'm not throwing the ball anywhere near Unda. He's got too much power and has done too much damage already. Throw some shots. I mean, he's got the right side. He's got the outside placements, the caroms, the drop shots, all that stuff. Correa's proven he can throw. Just got to do it and win this matchup against Jedden.
Jedden picked the serve, put it outside. Correa scooped it. Unda in the front court, 2-all.
Wow.
Rebote from like the 2.5 line. That scores. 4 points for Jedden and Unda.
That's awesome touch that time by Unda. He was all the way out there to play that rebote, and with Correa aggressive and moving back to the inside, well, you got to counter with a shot off the rebote, and this is perfectly done. Look at Correa's. I mean, look, he's a little bit deep and behind him, but still, you're not going to get out to that one. Very well thrown.
El Barba on the catch. There's the backhand. Caught by Unda. Rebote forehand. Falls short. 5th point for Jedden and Unda of the Cyclones. Jedden serves. Possible. Set point. Let's see. Is it a shoelace? No, it's a faja.
That was the leader in the clubhouse. Usually the faja with Jedden. Some other
One
players
player
we don't
in
know
all
for
the battle
sure.
court who needs faja assistance during a point. El Barba winds up, tries to get that light touch. That lands out. Point and set for Jedden and Unda. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Player next set.
So Jedden and Unda take that first set 6-2 over Correa and El Barba. At the combination out there today for the Warriors in Division 5 doubles. Yeah, and for Jedden and Unda, you know, only 2-4 so far this season. So this is another team that you will be seeing every game day from now to the end of the regular season for the Cyclones. So there's a lot of pressure on this team, and a win like this could get them going. I mean, they're coming off of a 3-set win over Benny and Rock. That was back on March 25th, but that was the last time they played. So another one of these teams here for the the Cyclones, it's been on a bit of a lengthy layoff. Jed doing a nice job of adjusting to this court throughout the season and playing alongside Unda, one of the best personalities of any doubles team in all of battlecourt. Worked out together too. I mean, they just had a little bit of a tough stretch in the middle of their season where they lost 3 in a row to Jed and Unda, to Benny and Rock, Lalu and Stan and Arton Gallo. Again, you play 10 matches, you play every same ranked opponent twice across the entire regular season. Everything's going to be even out. You can't get too worried about the record, where you stand. You just got to go out there and play. And that's what Jed and Unda are doing today. Wipe the record clean, just 2-4, but you wouldn't know it today. Big right sides over and over again, and that kind of
Correa's being so nice
lead.
to Alba. I'm not even sure that that's Correa. Someone needs to pull on his ears and make sure that a mask doesn't come off. Looks like Correa. Sounds like Correa. It does.
We'll see what he can get him back in this set right here. The serve's a big weapon for him too, but I look for Correa to be as aggressive as we've ever seen him. Trying to get his team into a third set right here.
Ready to begin our next set. Correa has a serve for the Warriors. Excellent catch by Unda. Barba gets in there, catches the ball, backhand. Unda. Low hard backhand. Caught on the forehand of Correa. Correa goes high. Unda takes off. Oh, what a catch by Barba. That almost hit Unda.
Unda. Yep, it did.
Barba comes up with another clutch catch. Fires it inside. Unda stops it on the right side. Correa now, mid-court, juggling is the call. Hotly contested point going the direction of Jedden and Unda to start off the second set. Jedden serves.
Got to respect that, Barba. I mean, just standing in there, bullets coming to him in the backcourt, and he's just, hey, he's there, made a couple of great plays.
I got a cesta. It can stop the fastball.
Oof.
Period. That's what he did. Barba, fine positioning, backhand. Scoop by Unda. Barba takes the bullet on the left side again. Barba could have let that pass. He took it in the air. Jedden's on it. Big backhand. Rebote coming all the way out. Correa eyes on the rebote. Outside placement. The rebote will score. Well done by Correa, changing things up. 1-1. Correa serves. I am beyond impressed with Barba. I mean, just the couple points. And fearless in terms of getting in there, making difficult catches, and Correa here at the end of it. Look.
Well, you love that shot. You know, it's something different. It's an outside placement. It's a pretty defensive rebote that he turns into an offensive one. And, hey, you never know. Your opponent might drop it. And it's the same as throwing a winner right by him. 1-1.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Double fault, loss of point. Jedden and Unda with 2. Jedden has the serve for the Cyclones.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times today, and it's been mostly the over serves. That one sailing past, and gets a second point up there for Jedden and Unda. Don't need to give this team any freebies.
Barba moves into position, makes a fine catch. Backhand stays to the inside. Jedden on the move. Correa. That lands out. Third point for Jedden and Unda of the Cyclones. Jedden serves.
I'll tell you what, that's an awesome rebote by Jedden. He had to make a little bit of adjustment. You see how he had to hop?
Absolutely.
He had to go up in the air to allow himself to play that rebote, and then he sent it wall to wall. Now, Correa was backpedaling and couldn't make a save of his own. I mean, it was really well done. The rebote has always been reliable for Jedden. That's one of his strengths. It's been there forever. And then you see Correa just can't get the same type on it to keep the rally going.
Barba advances. Here's the backhand. Powerful, powerful backhand Thrown by Unda, stopped by Alba. Unda now in the corner. Correa, Cortada caught the top of the pad. Any part of that pad is bad. 4 points for Jedden and Unda here in the second set. Jedden serves.
Trying to thread the needle. I mean, he drops down low, you can see it, but ends up in the top part of the pad, and you just hate to give one away. Now leads up to 4-1.
Barba advances again to make the catch. Unda from the 10 line. That ball's on the wall the whole way. What a save by Correa. Jed moves in. Catch on the forehand. That one caught too much sidewall, lands out of play. 2 points for Correa and Barba. Jed and Unda with 4. Correa has the serve for the Warriors.
Yeah, golden opportunity there for Jed. I mean, he was trying for that high carambola. Just got a little too much sidewall there, which kicked it out of play.
Powerful backhand. Rebote coming up the middle. Correa saves the rebote with wrist. Big bounce stopped by Unda. Correa, mid-court, great catch. Unda takes off for the rebote. Swing and a miss on the rebote. 3 points for Correa and Barba. Correa serves. See, Jed's got no problem allowing Unda into the front court to make rebotes as long as he makes rebotes. It's like if you're going to make this run, do it. You don't have to throw a shot, don't have, but at least make the rebote.
No, exactly right. I mean, Jedden was standing right there, and even if Unda does get out there, he's way out of position too. So if Jedden can, you definitely allow him to play these rebotes. It's not like Correa's done much damage when Jedden's been laying him up to him anyway. So you hate to give it away, and now it's pretty manageable. Just a 1-point deficit.
Over serve. Second serve must be good. And on the catch, there's the backhand.
Ooh.
Tipped. 5 points for Jedden and Unda in the second set. Possible match point.
Yeah, not a lot of communication that time. Both players swinging their baskets by Correa. Barba was right behind him and sets up this possible match point. Warriors need 3 in a row to extend it.
Excellent serve by Jedden. Barba played it well. Jedden on the rebote.
That's a good save.
Big bounce brought down by Barba. Backhand 2-all scooped up by Jedden. Powerful forehand. That hit up too high. A 4th point for Correa and Barba. Correa serves.
Look, the more time that ball is hanging in the air, the more time there is for something bad to happen out on this court. And again, if the ball's just sailing up high into the backcourt or towards the boundary line, it's just not going to stay in. Keep it low, get it on the floor, and those catches on the bounce are extremely difficult for either Correa or Barba. He had 2 chances to end it, now gives the Warriors another life.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good.
I've seen a double fault already, though. Just got to get this one in if you're Correa. Wouldn't worry too much about Jedden picking it. You know, it's a good one.
Excellent catch by Unda. Big backhand. That ball hit the overhead screen. Point set and match for Jedden and Unda of the Cyclones, taking it in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4.
And the second win of the day for the Cyclones, so they take their first lead of the game day into match number 4. That's going to be Division 5 singles between Bueno and Bradley. Coming up next.
Yo, check it out. Another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet party. That's so meta.
No, that's not meta. That's meta.
You think this is meta? This isn't meta. That's meta.
Hey, what's up, Meta?
Man, you're so meta.
Open the Hard Rock Bet app to see your new promos today.
Hey, another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
Now that is meta.
No, I am meta. I don't even know which one is the real me. You're meta.
I'm not even sure what that means anymore.
Check out that game day score, 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones. First, Inaki and Manu, and then Jedden and Unda just a few moments ago, adding it was their third win of the season. Jedden and Unda over in the cage, ready to go. Let's hear from our winners of match number 3. Congratulations, guys. Jedden and Unda, big straight set win there over Correa and Alba. Jedden, what was the strategy coming into this match with Alba coming up from the taxi squad?
Just pass, try to get it to him, get Correa involved. We made some changes. Like I changed my face with my beard. So we made some changes, so we just got to adjust. That's all it was.
Yeah, and Unda, you know, this is a team that's playing every game day now to the end of the regular season for the Cyclones. How big was this win to get some confidence within this duo?
We are taking confidence while the weeks pass. We play already a lot of tough games. We have now another games that I think that we can win. So hopefully we go to playoffs and we go for the championship. That's why we are here.
Awesome, Unda. Well played there, guys. Taking a 2-1 game day lead into match 4. Thank you.
Thank you.
One and only singles match of the day. It's Division 5. That'll bring out Bueno and Bradley in a battle of the undefeated players, Stu. Bueno 4-0 so far in singles this year, and Bradley, well, he's 3-0. So what that tells you, this is Bueno's final singles match of the year, and also Bradley will have one more after this to complete his singles season. It's all power from Bradley that's gotten him these results in singles. And just big right sides, crossing the wall, have given his opponents fits all year, and Bueno's just been the consistency. I mean, kind of the benchmark of consistency in Division 5. He's so well-rounded in his skill set. He's been playing up in the front and backcourt this year. He catches well. He's got great skills, good rebote. It's going to be a tough one for Bradley here. Bueno's got the serve to begin. A win here for the Cyclones would give them at least a tie of the game day, and a win here for Bueno would tie it up at 2-2.
We're ready to begin our lone singles match this afternoon. Bueno has a serve for the Warriors. Excellent catch by Bradley. Powerful throw. Rebote coming out. Bueno on the rebote to the inside. Bradley's there. Rebote forehand. Made before the second bounce. Bradley got there. Juggled when the ball came into the cesta. First point goes to Bueno of the Warriors.
Yeah, Bradley was a little late to move up on that ball, and then it floated on him after it touched the floor. So when you see a player lunging up there and trying to pick it off the ground, typically you see it float on him, and that's just a tough break to start this one off. Juggling called, and the first point up now for Bueno.
Hard serve by Bueno. Powerful backhand by Bradley. Excellent catch by Bradley at the 7 line.
Oof, what a catch.
Bradley now behind the 9 line. Here's the backhand. Rebote. Rebote right up the middle. Bradley makes a stop on the forehand. Low to the inside. Bueno's there. Good effort by Bradley to keep this point alive. Second point for Bueno. Of the Warriors, Bueno serves.
Bradley reaching for that right elbow, too, as he tried to twist that rebote up there. Hope that he's all right. But it's good strategy early for Bueno. I mean, you're not giving Bradley much in the air. When you have him look towards the back wall and try to save the rebotes, I mean, that's really where you want to be playing Bradley. When he catches it up in front of him, he's got so much power, he can kill you on any throw.
Ace. 3 points for Bueno.
Bueno doing all the right things. Serve crossing the sidewall right where Bradley's trying to pick it off. Just perfect.
Powerful backhand by Bradley to the outside. Bueno follows it out there, makes the rebote save. Here's Bradley. Powerful backhand. Backhand again by Bradley. Does not pass. Bueno's got it. Forehand to the inside, scooped up by Bradley. All dropping and scoring. A 4th point for Bueno. And the serve.
Yeah, passing to the inside, get that ball to touch the floor, and then when it hits the back wall, more often than not, it's going to drop straight down. That's the chick-chack. It gets Bueno his 4th point. In control of this opening set.
Excellent catch by Bradley. Powerful, powerful backhand. Follows. Rebote forehand. 2-0 by Bradley. Red hand stopped by Bueno. Bueno passes from the forehand and scores 5 points. And a possible set point here for Bueno.
Well, going for something, you know, down 4-0. Bradley trying to generate some offense. Goes for a 2-wall. Doesn't open enough, and you leave yourself vulnerable on the next throw, which Bueno converts. 5-0. A chance for a clean set.
Powerful, powerful backhand by Bradley. High into the backcourt. Bueno's on it. Skip by Bradley. Rebote forehand to the inside. Excellent catch by Bradley. Nice pickup. That backhand takes off, hits the overhead screen. Point and set for Bueno. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Well played first set by Bueno. He closes it out 6-0. And we mentioned his consistency in simply just how well he catches one more ball than his opponent in this level. I mean, you go to the point results for Bueno in singles. He's won 26 points on tip balls from his opponents. He's only lost 6 of those. I mean, he's a plus 20 in that department. I mean, pretty simply showing you there that if you do catch and you're just focused on that at this level, I mean, that is a very, very solid recipe for success. And you see he's 4-0. Bueno has dropped only 1 set. And that was a set that went 5-5 against Ben. That was the first set he played, and then he came back and won that 6-1, 6-3 in the second and third set. So, look, it's been a near-perfect season for Bueno. And for Bradley, too, you know, he's kind of the same type of player as Bueno. You look at his point results, he's won 23 points off of tip balls. He's only lost 8. So Bradley also a plus 15, but when you get to a matchup like this against the standard in Division 5, well, you see Bueno just kind of separating himself a little bit from some of the rest. For Bradley, you know, 58% of his points have come off of tip balls for his opponent, so you didn't see Bueno miss any right there. Where does the offense come from? How do you put points up on the board? You know, that's the next question, and will be the question as we come out here for set number 2. Bradley's going to start with control of the serve here. Could help him go on a nice run.
And we know in singles, occasionally it breaks out that, you know, cannon.
Well, right. I mean, that's what you always have to be worried about. And again, if he can just control these points and get the first ball to pass and just keep it on his right side and throw it deep over and over again, I mean, it should work out, but a lot easier said than done. Second set just about ready to begin. And Bradley, he's got the serve.
Ready to begin our second set. Bradley has a serve for the Cyclones. Low hard serve to start things off in the second set. Bueno's got it. Powerful backhand to the corner. Out to the rebote. Bueno's there. Bradley's there.
Yeah, got it.
First point of the second set goes to Bradley. He serves.
Well, it's all about getting it over Bueno's head. You see the reaction off the back wall, the same chick-chack that we saw Bueno execute in the first set.
I've always had a difficult time announcing when there's, Ben, Benny, Bueno, Bragley, especially if they all happen to be in the vicinity at the same time.
Yeah.
Killer Bees,
there's
I
been
believe
some
it
matches
was once
like
called.
Good one.
Hard serve, will score. Ball off the tip of Bueno Cesta. 2 points.
And just like that, off to a great start. He's passed and he's gotten 1 ace. I mean, that's the big keys for Bradley, getting the ball over Bueno's head and converting off of this serve here. He's done it throughout the season, one of the top 10 in terms of aces, so you guys got to keep going to it. Just keep firing them low and cross that side wall just like that.
An ace for Bragley. That's 3. 3 points for Bragley here in the second set. He serves. Well, I think I had a question about what serve he was going to go to, and it's been sufficiently answered. For me, anyway.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear, and 3-0. Wow.
It's an ace. 4 points. Bragley serves.
Oh, that is a brutal serve. Look at where this hits. It's right past the underserve line, and it crosses the side wall there, too. It kills a bunch of the speed, and that ball was really, that was a low, low percentage catch. Perfectly executed again.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Here's a catch by Bueno, forehand. Caught by Bragley. Backhand. Rotate forehand. Bragley's there. Going hard to the inside.
Oh,
Bueno makes a tremendous catch on the backhand. Bragley to the inside. Bueno's there with control. Fakes the 2-all, puts it inside to score. There'll be no shutout in the second set. Bueno gets a point and the serve.
Well, that one catch along the side wall might just flip this whole set around. I think Bradley was thinking about going ahead 5-0. Instead, Bueno puts his first point up on the board. And then gets a costado. I mean, the costado forces Bradley to make a decision defensively. Do you stay inside? Do I go to the net? Chose incorrectly, and Bueno scores.
Powerful, powerful backhand by Bragley. Rotate to the outside. Bueno's on it. 2-all. Will score. 2 points for Bueno. Of the Warriors, Bragley with 4 in the second set. Bueno serves.
Yeah, and if you're throwing it high to pass, you want to keep it as close to the sidewall as possible. The further outside you get, the more conducive that is to shot making, and Bueno was right there in position. Bradley was a little far out, and he got that 2-all to score.
Powerful backhand. Clears the overhead screen. Bueno moves into position. He makes a save. Crossing the wall. That scores. 3 points for Bueno. He serves. Just keep moving Bragley around, basically, is what Bueno's been doing. Yeah. He's moved him in a different direction each time, moving him forward, now moving him back, moving him to the side wall, moving him to the outside.
He's got to mix up the looks. I mean, at this rate, it's gotten him 3 straight points and one away from tying it back up.
Long carom cut the pad. 4-4 is the score. Bueno serves.
Trying to end that run by Bueno. Good attempt, good effort. I mean, that was in line, would have scored, just needed a few inches higher on that carom. Instead, 4-4. Bueno looking to take his first lead of this set.
Backhand by Bragley. Bueno to the inside. What a catch by Brackley with control. That backhand kicks up, but clears. Bueno, 2-all. Stop by Brackley. Brackley, drop shot.
Oh, well done.
Drop shot scores on the second bounce. Brackley gets 5 points. Possible set point for Brackley with the Cyclones.
Yeah, with his power, if he has any sort of fake on a forehand like this, look at Bueno's reaction. He sees him winding it up. He's backing up. He's not expecting that level of control and finesse, a perfect drop shot. Instead, I mean, that's right by the underserve line. That's well thrown by Brackley.
I was shocked. I literally called it a drop shop with a P. It, like, the visualization of it wasn't in sync with the brain and the vocal cords.
That was really well done. Don't see that too often, and Bradley's hoping it'll get him to a third set.
Bueno makes a fine catch, hard throw to pass. It scores 5-5 in our second set. So this is possible match point for Bueno of the Warriors, set point for Brackley, which would force a third set. Here's a backhand by Bueno, powerfully thrown. Brackley moves back to make the catch. Hard throw from the forehand. Bueno, clutch catch on the forehand. Comes over the top. What a save by Brackley. Bueno to the outside. Forehand looking to pass. What a save. Great effort by Brackley. That lands wide. Quite the comeback in the second set for Bueno, who wins it in the straight set, 6-0, 6-5.
And ties up this game day 2-2. 2 matches left, Division II and Division III doubles, respectively. Alex and Manny coming up against Hyro and Manu in just a few minutes. Let's check out some replays from that Division V singles match between Bueno and Brackley. Costado here by Brackley, a little 2-wall, but doesn't open up enough. Bueno makes him pay. He goes high into that corner. Brackley running with it, and Bote just drops straight back down. Look at this one by Bueno. Keeps it low, kind of clipped the side wall, feeds Brackley's forehand. A lot of space to the inside, but look at Bueno. That catch, that really was the one that turned it around. At that point, Brackley was leading 4-0. This Rebote played up. Bueno does end up getting this point here with the Costado to the inside. Faked him out, so that made it 4-1, and the run started by Bueno. Rebote here, 2-wall. This is at 5-5, and Bueno, look, safety first. No risk of throwing a 2-wall. Just go high, pass, look for that chick-chack, and then leaves a difficult Rebote for Brackley that ends up out of play. 6-0, 6-5. Bueno with a straight set victory to finish off his single season at 5-0. One of 2 players in Divisions 2 through 5 that has gone perfect in their 5 matches. He and Benetrix, the only 2. We got Bueno making his way over to the cage. We're going to hear from our winner. Tied up this game day 2-2 right now. There he is, Bueno. Congratulations, finishing up a single season undefeated at 5-0. How are you feeling about the whole package this year on that undefeated mark?
You know, all glory to God. I want to thank him for my father, man, who let me get the last slice of pizza last night. You know,
that is luck.
My son, who inspired me by winning a baseball tournament this weekend, and my mother, who always inspires me every day, and and my daughter and my wife, who I love very much, and at home probably watching right now.
Awesome, Bueno. Well, a great start. Tied up this game day 2-2, and again, congratulations. Undefeated in singles this year. Thank you.
Bueno does come from a family of officers and people. I mean, he really does. Many people do, but Chris in particular.
Absolutely, Stu. And again, tied up game day now 2-2 as we head to match 5. Alex and Manny will take on Hyro and Manu right here. This is the final match of the season for Alex and Manny. That team 4-5 so far in the regular season. Hyro and Manu, it's been an up and down year for them with mostly downs. This is a team last year that finished a top Division II doubles with an 8-2 record. So far this year, Hyro and Manu just 2-5. They did have a 4-match losing streak that they snapped last time out. They defeated Iturbide and Amigarena, so hoping to keep it rolling here for the Cyclones. A win for either of these two teams right here, and they secure at least a tie for their team in the standings, and that means half a point, which both of these teams very much need. Ready to go with match number 5. Alex and Manny's got the serve.
I really just wanted him to serve. There's a catch by Manu. Here's the backhand. Pika, big bounce. Manu plays it beautifully. Caught by Alex. Drop shot. Score. First point for Alex and Manny. Alex serves. Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Here's the backhand by Manu. Caught in the air by Manny. Rotate forehand. Hyro's there. Rotate left side. Robote for the forehand of Hyro. With a light touch. Alex attacks. Lines up. 1-1. Hyro serves.
That one fired right into the pad. And Alex going for that first drop shot, which was pretty close to perfect. That one trying to thread the needle and take a little less front wall because Hyro's got a read on it. 1-1 through the first two.
Here's the backhand by Manny off the hard throw by Hyro. Manu is there. Manny off the wall at the 9 line. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rotate left side by Alex with a big bounce on the inside. Manu is there. Backhand from the 8. Alex again. Hyro comes in, cuts it off. Rotate forehand by Alex. Taken in the air by Hyro. Back to the corner it goes. Manny's there. Manu, backhand from the 8. Robote left side. That takes a bounce. What a catch by Manu. Manny now from the 10 line. Backhand to the inside. Manu stops it. Alex looking for the rebote. Left side. Playing for the bigger bounce. Scoop by Manu. Manu goes wall to wall from the right side. Alex eyes on the ball. Light touch to the inside, and Manu is there. Low runner. Alex gets in there to save the rebote. It fell just short. That's a second point for Hyro. And Manu, the Cyclones, Hyro serves. Catch by Manu at the 10 line. Rebote by Alex. Cut off by Hyro. Hyro backhand to the outside. Rebote saved by Alex. He puts it back inside, and Manu is there. Manny, difficult catch off the wall at the 10. Manu will take that in the air. Forehand, straight back, wall to wall, rebote. Splitter, cut off in the air by Hyro. Low, hard backhand. Alex for the rebote again. Manu moves in, takes it off the wall beautifully. Backhand up the middle. Alex is calling for it. Catch by Manu. Rebote forehand by Alex. Manu in position to take it in the air at the 8. Again, rebote for Alex. Alex back to the inside. Big bounce along the wall, and Manu is there. Hyro makes the save. Manny takes it on the bounce. Rebote forehand by Hyro goes wall to wall. 3 points for Hyro Manu. Hyro serves.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to make something happen with that rebote. I mean, Alex has just been handling these over and over again where it just seems like he's barely getting to the ball. So now trying to put some offense behind it and fires it a little hard, hooks it a little bit, and ends up in the pad. Boy, Hyro Manu defends so well. I mean, that's been their calling card the last couple seasons. Hyro's always out to the net. Manu looking at the inside and protecting the Chick-Chack and Chula behind him.
Powerful serve by Hyro is stopped by Manny. Rebote forehand by Alex. Straight back, caught in the air by Manu. Manu powerfully to the inside. Alex saves the rebote behind his back. It's going to land just wide. A 4th point for the Cyclones. Hyro and Manu. Hyro serves.
And doing all he can. I mean, even having to put that one behind his back to try to get it up and continue the rally. I mean, just got these Warriors scrambling a bit. Again, just so many rebotes over and over to Alex, putting all the pressure on him. Not playing Manny as much as we typically see, but more attacking the opposing front court, which has been interesting.
Such a hard serve by Hyro. Low runner. Scooped up by Manu in front of the 10. Manny, backhand from the 9. Rebote inside. Saved by Hyro. Alex looking for the rebote midcourt. Played back to the inside for the big bounce. Manu looking for the rebote. He makes the save. Alex takes it on the bounce. Forehand coming hard to the inside. Manu is there. Big bounce. Cut off in the air by Alex. Low runner. Caught in the air by Manu. Manny in the air at the 10 line. What a scoop. High on the forehand of Manu. Rebote played to pass. Hyro on the rebote. Caught by Manny. That one dropping right back down and scoring. Well played by Hyro. A 5th point for Hyro and Manu. Possible set point.
And some indecision that time by Manny. I mean, throughout the year, it's always been his ball if it's coming up even within a few feet of him as it's approaching the back wall. That time he let it pass, and the rebote just not coming back out to Alex.
Even with the change of pace that we've seen today, the truth of the matter is that the old rule applies. Yeah. Don't let the ball touch the floor.
No.
Catch the ball in the air.
You told me that once. I still haven't forgotten it.
Catch by Manny off a hard serve by Hyro. Big backhand. Rebote coming out. There's a catch by Manu. That's Arimaba. That's along the wall the whole way. Hyro sends it. Rebote coming out on a high bounce. Alex has it. Fires it inside to pass. Manu comes up with the play. Rebote. Caught by Hyro. Outside placement by Hyro will score. Point and set to Hyro and Manu. Winning the first set, 6-1.
Ooh, and what a shot to close out that set. The outside placement from Hyro, that's been one of his go-tos throughout his career. Look at this point. Look at how well set up it is. Positioning by Manu is perfect. Gets him trapped under the bridge here. Again, you can survive being trapped under that bridge. You make a tough Rebote save. Hyro's ranging back for it, and then straight to the outside. Look at that lunge by Alex. He's not expecting that, and a perfect placement right near the boundary to score. 6-1. Hyro and Manu take that first set. What a season it's been for this Division II team of the Cyclones. All smiles today, which hasn't been the case the last couple of game days. Again, it's been the toughest run, across their last 3 game days, across their last 5 game days. However long you want to stretch it out, the Cyclones really just have not been the same team that we saw raise that championship banner last season. And it starts in their doubles. This was a team that was just so solid across their 6 doubles teams last year. This year, in game days where the Cyclones have played at least 4 doubles matches, they have 1 win, 3 losses, and 3 ties. 2.5 points only in those game days. The same amount of points they've put up in game days where they've played at least 3 singles matches. It's just a totally different makeup this year. Obviously a lot has to do with this court and the transition. So, season 8 last year was, 8 years of experience at another court, another facility. This is year 1 at a new place. So again, obviously there's going to be some changes, but this has been a pretty dramatic change within this Division II team for the Cyclones. Just 2-5 coming into this one, but playing 3 of the last 4 game days for the Cyclones. If Hyro and Manu can get to 5-5, just finish the regular season at 500, could go a long way in securing the Cyclones' playoff spot. All you got to do is finish up in the top 4 teams to make the playoffs, and right now the Cyclones are on the outside looking in. They do have the most game days remaining of any team, but a win right here in this match would get them at least half a point in the standings, and then they have a chance in the next match to get another half point. That's Inaki and Unda against Douglas and Bueno. The Warriors will be short-handed there without Correa. So
we are ready to begin our second set. Alex has the serve for the Warriors. Ball over serve. Second serve must be good. Manu on the catch. Here's the backhand. Rebote. Catch by Alex. Scoop. High on the forehand of Manu. Wow. Rebote. Alex reaches out, makes a fine catch at the overserve line. Taken in the air by Manu. Manu powerfully from the right side, into the corner, out to the Rebote. That's just above the pad, and it scores. First point of the second set goes to Alex and Manny of the Warriors.
Maybe not exactly where Alex wanted to put that Rebote, but it ended up coming to Hyro a little bit low, and he had to adjust and run up on that ball and pick it up off the floor. We see those juggled a whole bunch, and that time Hyro couldn't make the play.
It's a powerful serve by Alex, stopped by Manu. Rebote forehand. Manu to the inside. Robote left side by Manu. Big bounce. Will score. 1-1. Hyro serves.
Yeah, man, he's just trapped in that corner. I mean, he's got literally no space. His back is on the sidewall and the back walls. He's trying to pick that one off. He goes up for it and thinks it's in one spot and right off the tip of his basket.
Another powerful serve by Hyro, caught and returned well by Manny. Robote, that rebound coming out. Manu makes the catch midcourt. Powerful throw.
Oh, my.
That scores. A second point for Hyro and Manu. Hyro serves.
One of the biggest forehands you're ever going to see. I mean, that ball cleared the overhead screen, did not hit the net. That drops down off the back wall, and that just kept going when it touched the floor. Big right side for Manu, which is not his preferred side of the two. He catches better on the left. He throws more from the left, but man, at this level, you have it all. What a shot.
Robote saved by Alex. Manu on the catch, backhand. Robote forehand fire to the inside. Robote is missed in the backcourt. 2-2. Alex serves.
Robote just comes flying off the back wall, up and in on Manu pretty quickly. I mean, he's been turning them successfully so far today. That's one of his only misses. Oh, my.
Robote forehand saved by Alex. Hyro, keep it on the forehand. Sends the forehand back. Robote. Powerful backhand by Manu. Robote by Alex. Played to pass, but cut off in the air by Manu. Hyro has it on the right side. A bullet goes into the corner and scores. 3 points for Hyro and Manu. Hyro serves.
Boy, what a forehand that was. Low into the corner. Manny knew that he was going to have, he was the only hope to make a catch here, but this is not much of an effort. I mean, look at this, right at his feet, crossing in the sidewall. You don't want to look back towards it either because that ball could come right back into your face. Credit to Hyro there, forehand scores.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's the backhand. Caught in the air by Manu. Robote left side by Alex. Manu takes it on the bounce.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Robote crossing the wall right as Alex is going to catch it. A fourth point for Hyro Manu in the second set. Hyro serves.
Yeah, you were on it, Stu. I mean, late contact with the sidewall is one of the most difficult things to adjust to in this sport. You're starting your swing, but then that ball is in a totally different location. You see how, he just hooked that one pretty badly and ends up short. Really no fault of Alex's, just good play by the Cyclones. And this is more the team that we saw last season with Hyro and Manu. Not a lot of offense, but just grinding you out defensively and just, hey, we think we can get to 6 before you can get there, and that's exactly what happened so far.
Robote saved by Alex, caught in the air by Manu. Manu powerfully from the forehand, wall to wall. Robote coming in high. Alex has it, shoots it in low. Manu steps up, takes it in the air, sends it to no man's land where it scores. Five points in the second set for Hyro and Manu. Possible match point.
Yeah, hits the corner of that front wall, acts as a two-wall. Alex, as he's reaching, but I don't think that's much of an attempt. Manny's the only hope back there, and that ball's by him. Take a big comeback here, but the Cyclones looking for their third win of the day and at least half a point. Oh, that's it.
It's an ace. Point set and match in the straight sets for Hyro and Manu, winning at 6-1, 6-2.
It may be just the match that Hyro and Manu needed before they begin play in these last couple of game days for the Cyclones. 6-1, 6-2, a dominant straight set victory for their third win of the regular season. We've got Division III doubles next to close out the game day. Douglas and Bueno will take on Inaki and Unda.
Bradley on the move, breaking, got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one.
Game day score reflecting that third win of the day by the Cyclones. Hyro and Manu get it done. So, half a point going to the Cyclones in the standings. So, essentially right now, the Warriors and Cyclones are tied at 5.5 points, and we got one more match. Division III doubles between Douglas and Bueno and Inaki and Unda that is also worth half a point. We'll explain a little bit more of that later, but first, let's hear from Hyro and Manu. Over in the cage, congratulations, guys. Now back-to-back wins and a dominant victory there, 6-1, 6-2, in a match that was significant in this game day. How did it feel to put together a performance like that?
We are very happy. Like everybody knows, we had a hard time this season with Hyro. But the thing that maybe they changed the ball, maybe is a good thing for us, for a style of play. No? So, but we are very happy with a back-to-back win because it was a long time.
Awesome, Manu. Well, good luck in this last match as you go for the full point on the game day. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
See what happens. Douglas and Bueno with a chance for the Warriors to get half a point, and Inaki and Unda with a chance for the Cyclones to earn an extra half a point for their side. So the Warriors already with their third win. If Douglas and Bueno can win, that would be the third for the Warriors, and each team would get half a point. However, if Inaki and Unda come out as winners of this match, that will be a 4-2 game day win for the Cyclones, and the Cyclones will add a full point in the standings, jumping the Warriors. Let's take a look at the standings if we can. It's probably a little bit easier to follow along with what I'm saying if you see the numbers up there. That's what we're talking about. So, with that win by Hyro and Manu, the Cyclones have clinched at least half a point in this game day. So they're now at 5.5, meaning this last match right here is worth half a point. So either the Cyclones or the Warriors are going to get up to 6, and the other team will stay at 5.5. So this is a huge match, not only in this game day, but the season. So important, the Cyclones have 3 game days left after today. The Warriors will only have 2, so a little more important for the Warriors here. Douglas and Bueno out there. They've had at least 1 win since Correa has been out, and they're coming off of actually 2 wins in a row. So this is a team coming in pretty good form, led by Douglas up there in the front. We'll see if Bueno can keep a minute in the backcourt. It's going to be a big key for these Warriors.
We're now ready to begin the final match on the game day. Douglas has the serve for the Warriors.
And also Bueno's third match of the day, too. He's been doing it a bunch this season, but a big spot right here.
Powerful, like real powerful. That ball hits too high on the revote. First point goes to Inaki and Unda.
Rebote just getting away from Douglas there. Not a lot of control, but that rebote came out a little bit wonky on him, so he just tried to get it up there and just clip that overhead pad.
It's catch by Bueno. Bueno plays it high to the front wall. Unda's there. Oh, what a catch by Bueno. Backhand. Unda on the forehand. Rebote. Rebote played for the big bounce, but it's cut off by Inaki, who comes cross court to make the play. Bueno, fine backhand. Rebote coming out. Inaki makes a save. That kicks. Bueno, way back. Inaki from the 7 line. Unda now on the forehand. Douglas, forehand Rebote, trying to pass. Unda cuts it off on the left side. Douglas, great catch at the 7. Rebote for Inaki. Kicks to the inside. Bueno's there. Forehand from the 9. Douglas plays it high and inside. Good read by Unda. Powerful backhand. Rebote forehand. That lands out of play. 1-1. Douglas serves.
Yeah, again, if that rebote escapes a little bit off the front wall, it's going to keep sailing wide and ultimately out of play as that one did. That was a big point for the Warriors. I mean, you don't really want to go down 2-0 and playing with a sub. I mean, it could get deflating quick, but now tied up. See if Douglas starts to open things up a little bit more. Hasn't been all too aggressive today.
Excellent catch by Bueno off a hard throw by Unda. Unda on the catch. Backhand. Bueno, this one goes off the frame. 2 points for Cyclones. Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
Yeah, we've seen that a bunch today. It's not the placement along the side wall, but just pure power that's tripping these guys up in the back. I mean, Bueno was standing right in, had it lined up on his left side, but just off the frame. It's not a common mistake for him this season.
Unda with a drop at the 10. 2-2. Douglas serves.
Yeah, high ball crossing late off the side walls. It comes into the backcourt. It's usually when you see the backcourters miss a few, as Unda did there. Ties it back up. Ooh, Inaki ducked.
Scoop attempt tipped at the 7. 3rd point for Inaki and Unda. Cyclone serve.
Would have been a difficult catch for any one of the Warriors there. You know, if Douglas is going to scoop it up, he's the #1 on this team. You got to let him go for it. Look at this. I mean, it's hard, probably more to the middle of the court than Unda wanted, but another example of just pure power winning throughout this game day.
Fault. Second serve must be good. And on the catch, here's the backhand. Lost his footing. But scores.
So hard. Yeah.
4th point for Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
Yeah. You know, it's like sometimes in golf, you try to swing so hard that you just slip a little bit with the back foot. And yeah, look at Unda. I mean, these, again, it's a bullet, and Douglas has had trouble handling it. But again, when you throw it that hard, yeah, you might lose your footing a little bit.
Fault. Over serve. Second serve must be good. Rebote forehand, powerfully thrown by Inaki. Douglas looking forward all the way up the 2 line, fires it inside. Unda with the catch. A low bullet is stopped beautifully by Bueno. Unda up high, powerfully from the left side, caught by Bueno. Unda again, powerful backhand. Inaki. Rebote save to the outside. Just out of play. 3rd point for Douglas and Bueno of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
Well, all day you kind of notice these rebotes coming out a little bit more, which is eating up a lot of these front corners. So they got to push it to the outside on the throw. That's the only way that they can get the ball up off the front wall, but it's just not staying in when Inaki's done that. Now twice in this set, giving away 2 of the 3 points to the Warriors.
Unda low and hard and scoring at the 9 line. 5 points, possible set point.
But makes it pretty easy when you can do that, cross the sidewall, keep it low into the backcourt. Look at Bueno going down to a knee. It's just a little harder to control.
Bueno from the right side. Good catch. Hard throw. Unda has it at the 9. High to the front wall and passing. Point and set. Inaki and Unda. 2 minutes on the board. We'll come out. Play our next set.
Inaki and Unda close out set number 1, 6-3. Pushing the Cyclones closer to a game day win. Boy, wouldn't that be big for the Cyclones and just kind of killer for these Warriors. And the Warriors came into today half a point ahead. A tie would not be the worst thing in the world. Of course, I mean, at this stage, of course, the Warriors would take it. But coming into today, a tie wouldn't have been bad. A game day loss is really the only thing that would really kill the Warriors' playoff chances. Again, they're not mathematically eliminated by any means because they still have 2 game days left. But if you go to their remaining schedule after tonight for the Warriors, they have 1 more match against the Chargers, who won all 6 matches against the Devils. So the Chargers, to say they're in form might be an understatement. And then they have another game day with this this same Cyclones team, which, you know, Cyclones within a set of winning the game day 4-2. So it's just a little bit of an uphill battle here for the Warriors. If you look at the opponent win percentage, so kind of like a strength of schedule, if you will, at this point of the year, the Warriors have the toughest remaining strength of schedule of any one of the 6 teams in battlecourt. Their opponent win percentage is over 56%, including the game day today. And I mean, just look at the records of some of the teams playing today for the Warriors. I mean, Alex and Bueno 5-3, they lost. That was a tough loss. Alex and Manny 4-5, another match that was kind of a toss-up that they lost. So, you know, there's not many of those on the game day. And when the Warriors have 2 matches that feature a sub, they're not favored in either of those, and they haven't won them. It was just a very difficult day brewing for the Warriors, and here's the reality. You need to win these last 2 sets to come away with half a point in this game day. If not, it'll be the Warriors on the outside looking in for the playoffs, and the Cyclones back in pretty good position with 3 game days remaining.
We're ready to begin our second set. Douglas has a serve for the Warriors. Douglas serves. Our second set begins with a fault over serve. Second serve is good. Low runner. Rebote save. Hits high. First point of the second set goes to Inaki and Unda of the Cyclones.
Well, I love that throw from Unda too. You know, keep it on the floor, so Bueno's got to make a decision. And if he lets that ball come out, Rebote there's not a lot on it. Douglas is trying to dig that one out at the 7 line, and it comes up on him in about a second, exploding off the back wall. Good execution by the Cyclones, and they're on the board first.
Bueno powerfully from the right side. Unda takes it in the air. Rebote by Douglas. Passes. Unda takes it on the bounce up high. Wall to wall. Rebote shoots out. Douglas going for the outside placement. That lands just out of play. Two points for Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
And that's just a desperation attempt to try to do something. I mean, Douglas has been, he's played about 5 to 7 of those rebotes with neither of his feet on the ground. I mean, just has to get up a little bit higher to even play some of these and keep the rally going.
Bueno quickly moves to the outside, going for placement, low and inside to score. That fell short. A third point for Inaki and Unda.
You're thinking maybe it was a difficult catch and didn't have full control of it as he went to make the throw. That came out low.
Bueno from the forehand. Unda calls for it. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Passes. Rebote forehand by Inaki. Douglas. Rebote left side. 2-all. Perfectly executed to score. A point for Douglas and Bueno of the Warriors. Douglas serves. We haven't been seeing a lot of shots, but this certainly is a nice one.
I was just going to say, Stu, that may be one of the only 2 walls we've seen score. I know Inaki had a carom, and then Douglas here from the Costado. It's been few and far between, if any. That may have been the first.
Bueno, with back against the wall, makes a clutch catch. Inaki, rebote save. Douglas is on it. Douglas going for the outside of the court. Inaki missed the rebote. 2 points for Douglas and Bueno. Douglas serves. Douglas taking a bit of control here, moving people around the court.
Yeah, starting to open it up a little bit. Aren't totally on the same page, Stu. We saw the same thing. I mean, that one to the outside, just something different. It's not a typical shot that you see, but something to keep the defense guessing. And now a Cortada serve, and he's moving quick, and we're tied. Wow.
That's an ace. 3-3.
Well, you don't want to lose focus, too, if you're the Cyclones. Felt pretty comfortable up 3-0. It's very hard to steer it in. I mean, you just got to keep fighting and keep playing.
Fault, under serve. Second serve must be good. Catch almost by Douglas. That's in and out of the cesta. That is a 4th point for Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
And Douglas, one of the top catchers up in the front court. 96.5% this year, and he's had trouble. A couple of catches, and you just see hitting that basket.
Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good. Bueno gets up there and makes a fine catch. Hard throw. Unda, left side. Bueno, great catch at the 10 line. Big backhand. Unda gets to the sidewall, rifles this backhand, and Bueno's there. Great catch. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall to the forehand of Inaki. Bueno had a little late notice, but comes up with a clutch catch. Inaki takes it in the air. Straight back, and Bueno's there.
Another one.
Catch by Inaki. Backhand, low and hard. And inside, what a catch by Bueno.
That was along the wall, too. Another one. Oh.
Bueno, fearless on the left side. Big backhand follows Rebote right up the middle. Douglas going for the 2-wall. That lands just out. That is a 5th point for Inaki and Unda of the Cyclones here in the second set. Possible match point.
Yeah, and keeping with the theme of going for it here, Douglas tries a 2-wall off the rebote, barely got out to it, didn't have a lot of control on the shot and sent it wide. But really just trying to get something going because it's been all defensive. I mean, Bueno making these catches good, but he's been back deep in the court and hasn't really done much with it. Ooh,
Bueno stops the ace, comes back with the forehand. Unda takes it in the air. Bueno from the 9 line. Powerfully. Inaki at the 2. Passing. Caught by Bueno. Bueno again. Big right side. Ball tipped in the backcourt. 4 points for Douglas and Bueno. The Warriors. Douglas serves.
Heard a yell from Unda late. I don't know if that was a call for Inaki or just knew he was kind of out of position, but Inaki was far from that ball as it hit off the back wall.
Fault under. Second serve must be good. Inaki picks the serve. Drop shot. Douglas gets to it. Below. Killed and scoring. We're at 5-5 in the second set. So if the Warriors win this, we'll move on to a third and decisive set. If the Cyclones win this match and the game day are both done.
Well, it's still bouncing high, and Douglas gets to that nearly waist level at the 3 line. You know, you want that to be dead or a little bit more dead as he gets up to it. And you don't give Douglas the feel. I mean, he's only missed 3 this year. That's his go-to shot. Now comes down to 1 point.
What a scoop
what a catch
by Unda. Douglas, there's a catch. A little hard backhand. Will score for the win. Point set in a hard-fought match for Inaki and Unda of the Cyclones, taking it in straight sets. 6-3, 6-5.
And the game day goes to the Cyclones. They win it 4-2. And we'll hear from Inaki and Unda in just a few moments.
Yo, check it out. Another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet party. That's so meta.
No, that's not meta. That's meta.
You think this is meta? This isn't meta. That's meta. Hey, what's up, Meta? Man, you're so meta.
Open the Hard Rock Bet app to see your new promos today.
Hey, another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
Now that is meta.
No, I am meta. I don't even know which one is the real me. You're meta.
I'm not even sure what that means anymore.
Let's check out that game day score here. 4-2 win for the Cyclones. And we've got Inaki and Unda making their way over to the cage, joined by the winning team there for the Cyclones. Clinching the game day, guys. Congratulations. First game day win since back in early March. How big was this one to jump the guys and get back in playoff contention?
Yeah, it was a very important day for us today. We lose the last, I don't know how many game days. So yeah, important day today. Winning this point, I'm happy.
Yeah, and Unda, for you and Inaki figuring out the chemistry. You have a couple more matches to finish up the regular season. What are you hoping to see and build off of after today?
We knew that since the beginning of the season that we are a very good team. But then at the last weeks, we lost from 1 point or 2 some matches. But we have to learn of those losses, and from now on, we are, I think, that second now, and with some game days down, so we are good. We have to go for the championship.
Awesome, Unda. Well, very well played. We'll check out those standings right now. Congratulations, guys. Let's take a look here and see exactly what he's talking about. And Unda was spot on. Tied for second place now after that win. 4-4-4, the record for the Cyclones this year. So now you see the Warriors and Devils actually on the outside looking in. And the Cyclones do have one extra game day to play compared. Well, now they got 3 game days left, so you see actually everything pretty even up there. The Devils have 1 game day less. They only have 2 matches left. So that's going to do it for us today, folks. It's been a great day of action. Another full week of highlight continuing tomorrow. We begin at 3 p.m. Eastern time to do it all again. We'll see you, everybody.